have a Lee Sin pickup here. There's the Kog'Maw pick. I don't think they want to give Kog'Maw Nunu to the opposing team. So that will be the Lee Sin in the jungle and the Kog'Maw bot for Najin Sword.
All right, 2 more picks now.
Yep, and there is a probably Corki with the Mundo. So Mundo will be going into the jungle, with Corki going bot with Nunu.
And now it looks like, well, yeah, haven't made that official yet, but what do you think of the picks so far? Everything look in order? Any surprises here?
No, pretty standard picks for both teams. Mundo actually, I believe he used to be very popular when M5 actually first came out. M5 actually made the Mundo jungle popular, and then actually Mundo received various nerfs because of M5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So actually,
it's funny when you get a team or a player it's so good. It's like, well, this guy broke the game. Now we got to go in there and fix this.
Yeah, and actually Mundo stopped being used for a while.
Right.
So actually, what happened is in the World Championships, a couple weeks ago, TPA Little Balls, the jungler for TPA actually brought back Mundo. So now Mundo's actually a really solid pick.
Very nice. A ballsy move from Little Balls.
Yeah. And Little Balls is renowned for his jungle play and just dominating with those jungle picks. And we have a Zyra support and a Nivea mid. Probably, I would say, those are 2 very, very solid picks. About 5 seconds left in the pick phase. Yep, and they will lock those in. And the final pick going for LGIM.
And after this, we're going to have all 10 champions picked, and this game's going to get going.
So now they're trying to figure out a lane for that Jace top. They might be going Jarvan top, which is actually quite. It's not standard, It's a good pick, but we usually don't see it in competitive play. Usually if we see a Jarvan, if we see a Jarvan, because first of all, it's a very scarce pick. It's not picked often. So Jace Jarvan. Sorry, usually he's a jungler. So we actually might see a Jarvan top this game.
So it'll be a little interesting role switch up here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm the noob here, but you don't have to have one character only in mid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some flexibility depending on what the team makeup is and what your opponent's team makeup is.
So actually, they did pick that Jarvan, and that Jarvan will be going top, I believe.
Yep.
Yep. So Mach-Noon on Jace going to the top lane versus Jarvan. Versus Lilac. In the mid lane, we have Song versus Mid King. Bot, we have Prey on AD and Paragon on AD for LGIM. And for supports, we have Kayn and Livy on Zyra and Nunu respectively. And finally, we have Watch and Ring in the jungle. They are going to be playing Lee Sin and Dr. Mundo.
All right, sick. Can't wait to get this match going.
Yep. This will be a great game.
I really want to see if IM can upset these guys.
Yeah, and actually, Orianna and Jarvan have a very good synergy because what Orianna can do actually is shield Jarvan with her E spell.
Yeah.
And what Jarvan can do is he can ulti into Najin Sword's team, and Orianna can ulti on top of Jarvan, which will essentially stun every member inside of Jarvan's ulti and slow them and do huge amount of damage.
Right. So there can be no escape from there.
Yeah. So, if any member of Sword does not have Flash, then, they will most likely, be screwed if they're caught in that combo. Yeah.
Well, we're moments away from getting this going here. There is obviously, as we watch this, a 3-minute delay.
Yeah.
This is all being done online, by the way, guys. So, with that happening, we got to wait a few minutes until the game's actually started up, and then we can get into it. Again, such a treat to be down here. kind of a nice change of pace for me to be casting in League of Legends. As I keep saying, because in case you're wondering who I am, don't really do any League of Legends. Played a little bit of it. More here to host this show and let this this brain nerd with me over here show me the ropes about League of Legends.
Yeah, we should definitely play some time.
We should. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Go to the PC Cafe and do it up.
Yeah.
I've a lot of my friends play League actually, but usually in PC cafes in groups.
In Korea.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
But yeah, I got an account.
I haven't met many foreigners playing on the Korean server. I think I'm one of the. I actually might be the only foreigner playing at high elo in Korea.
That could be. That could be.
Because I actually have not, came across anyone.
It's only because Tasteless hasn't started mastering League of Legends yet. Then
probably.
Then you watch out. I'm terrified on the internet.
So actually, a lot of these guys actually know me.
Yeah.
I'm
so
sure.
How is this casting your friends? Is this weird?
It's cool actually. I get to see all these players that I've played with before. All in the same game. Playing at a professional level.
Right.
So
for the chance to represent Korea in Las Vegas, that's got to be exciting.
Yeah.
Super cool stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, this game will be underway momentarily, guys.
Just bear with us.
So you play any other games besides League of Legends?
Well, I mean, I used to play, World of Warcraft and, Warcraft 3 and different games here and there.
Yeah.
But League of Legends is actually the first game that I've played
competitively.
Well, not necessarily. Yeah, I've been in a few tournaments. I didn't get really far, but I've competed in some tournaments. I have been playing this game for quite a while now, so this is the first game I would say I played seriously.
Sure.
Yeah, but League of Legends is a great game, and all of you watching, if you don't play already, definitely give it a try.
Hopefully, we're getting you guys hooked.
Yeah.
I've only played probably for maybe a month and a half total. Just a few games, during the day, something like that. Some few games after work or something like that. So,
yeah,
it is a great game though, and what I love about it is the depth to it.
Mm-hmm. It's very easy
so
to pick
incredibly
up,
deep.
but at the same time, there is that depth to the game, and it is complicated, easy to pick up, hard to master.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And that's I think what gets most people hooked is the game is not so overwhelming that you can't just start playing it. Mm-hmm. It's free, by the way, guys. You can just download it. But I think there's an accessibility factor to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Which helps out tremendously.
Definitely, and I believe here we go into the loading screen.
All right, it's happening.
The players loading up.
And then we're going to get this going. Sweet. So if you're a gambling man, who'd you bet on here?
Ooh, I mean, Najin did go to the World Championships.
Right.
They did compete there, so they are, I guess, the favorites. But I really admire Mid King. I feel like Mid King is a very solid player. I played against him, played with him. And I think he's extremely strong. And I'm kind of rooting for LG on this one.
Sure. All right, we have all the players now spreading out.
It's a pretty standard opening. I don't think we'll see anything too crazy. Possibly an invade onto LG. Yeah, it looks like they're backing out. Najin looking for the invade, but backing out. They will get spotted by Jarvan here. I think they might try and place some early wards around this jungle. LG will spot Najin coming in for this invade.
They're parked right on top of that ward.
And that Orianna ball will spot them as well, so they'll just back out of there real quick. So actually, it looks like Nunu Corki will be going to the top lane. So actually, this will be a top and bot lane swap. So basically what that means is just you switch your top and bot lane. So it'll be a 2v1 top and a 2v1 bot. So
very interesting.
Yeah, so it's actually going to be Corki, Nunu versus Jace in the top lane. And Kog'Maw, Zyra versus Jarvan in bot. So both teams just picking up those
leashing that
yeah, and here's LG leashing that red for Mundo. Yep, and neither team, or Najin does not realize they have switched yet, but they're about to find out right now. So actually, Nunu and Mundo are going in for the blue invade towards Lee Sin. They will catch Lee Sin. Lee Sin will blow Flash. He's going to get out of there.
So his Flash is going to be gone for a little while
so
now.
Anivia is actually coming to back him up right now. I don't know if they'll be able to fix... Oh, actually, Jace coming in, and they will get the first blood onto Mundo.
In 2 minutes, 40 seconds, first blood has already been drawn. We have a little chasing going on down here.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Actually, Nunu might go down here.
Yeah.
He will go down as well. 2 kills for Najin. Very, very good.
Really nicely done there. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is already bad news. I mean, we're at the point in time where people are just level 1 and 2, and you know.
Yeah. So actually, that was.
Are we having this happen again? No.
No.
But some heavy hits there before escaping behind the turret.
Yeah, Jace actually has red buff now, so each one of his auto attacks will be doing that 2 damage plus slow. So you know, it's going to be a slightly harder time for Kog'Maw or for Corki and Nunu. But it looks like Jarvan here is just farming at his tower, taking some poke, but he does have that blue buff, so he will be able to spam those spells to farm. But a lot of harass going down onto Jarvan. He has to watch out here.
All right, pushing pretty hard over here. They're just making sure to get as many last hits as possible so they can get that gold up there.
Yep, and actually, wow, look at LGIM's items. 4 out of the 5 players have all stacked up on wards.
No, they just don't want to be snuck up on.
So the whole team investing on those wards, just for that map vision, very good.
Yeah, smart move there. I like that.
Yeah, both lanes just kind of farming up right now. Well, actually, I think LGIM kind of messed up their invade there. They didn't calculate that Jace will be able to be there. That fast.
Came up from behind and
and
took him out.
Completely annihilated. Both Mundo and Nunu. So Najin Sword looking pretty strong here in the early game.
And right now in mid, a little bit of back and forth over here.
Yep, just
pushing it back a little bit there. Now, as you can see, it does look like, they're just going to be farming for the time.
Yeah, so here Lee Sin going on to Orianna, but she will be safe. Mid lane is quite a hard lane to gank because it is so close to your tower.
Right. There's not a lot of no man's land out there.
Yeah. So here we have Najin just pushing on bot lane. Mundo's waiting here, but I don't think there's a gank opportunity here unless Najin decides to dive onto IM. But here, Zyra's Flash does go
save
down.
There. Beautiful.
Dodging that Mundo cleaver, great move. Just
really nice stuff. Now they're not going to have any interest in destroying the towers early on, right? Because they want to farm so much.
But I mean, actually, with a lot of times with these lane switches, a fairly common strategy is actually grouping up 3 people in the lane. So essentially, the jungler will come to the 2v1 lane and actually fast push that tower. So actually, if you want to look for that, I mean, I'm not sure if it'll happen this game, but look for Mundo going to that top lane, diving onto Jace, which is Magnum playing Jace, and 3v1ing, fast pushing that top tower. And basically what that will do is it will, it'll make Jace lose a lot of minions, and actually, a lot of harass going down onto Jarvan. You know, he's having a rough time here trying to farm up.
And he's in this turret pretty hard right now.
Yeah, and
probably going to back out in a second.
Yeah, and he can't even defend his own turret because he's so low. Oh, and here's Lee Sin trying to go back, I think.
Well, it looks like...
And actually, Mundo's going down bot to kind of hold this lane for Jarvan. I think...
oh, wow, he missed that.
Yeah, yeah. I think Mundo's just trying to hold the lane while Jarvan goes back.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Jarvan's pretty low. He has no more potions, so I think he needs to get some items if he wants to last in that lane. But, you know, just some more farming going on.
You can see a pretty considerable level advantage here right now.
Yeah, and actually, Kog'Maw is out CSing Corki by almost 20.
Yeah.
So actually, it looks like Kog'Maw and Zyra is doing better than the Corki in the top lane. So you know, actually LGIM, you know, close to a 2K gold lead, which is actually quite a lot. You know,
it's I mean, we're only at what, 7 minutes 40 seconds. That's a pretty considerable lead.
Yeah, yeah. So actually, you know, quite a considerable lead this early on. There we have Mid King just getting blue buff, and Jarvan just going back to that bot lane.
And you know, not even the 10-minute mark, we've already seen a lot of drama here, back and forth. But yeah, a pretty dominating lead so far from Najin Sword. And he's going back.
Yeah. So yeah, just Mundo there picking up red buff. Just more farming going on. In the mid lane, actually, Orianna slightly more CS than Anivia. In the jungle, Mundo slightly out CSing Lee Sin.
Yeah.
In the top lane, actually, wow. Actually, Jace in the 2v1 lane, he is actually out CSing Corki.
Now that's pretty.
That's
pretty
impressive.
insane.
That is impressive. You know,
it's so risky to get that last hit.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, 2v1ing is very hard to do. You know, as a player, I know that, you know, 2v1 is very, very difficult to do. You need very good mechanics, very good lane control.
Right.
And
you got to be able to read both those guys that you're like laning against.
Yeah, and Magnoon is just playing that to excellence right now. He is out CS, or actually no, Corki now has just surpassed Jace, but Jace still doing an excellent job at
even to keep up in a situation like that, that's impressive.
Whereas, you know, Jarvan on the other hand only has 24 CS in that 2v1 because he's having such a hard time.
We got a little bit of a squish here, flashing out.
Yep, and there Magnoon flashes out to avoid that death. We actually have Mundo up here, you know, they might actually try and go for this fast push.
Just because, you know, you got one injured champion up here.
Yeah, and
the minions are lagging behind a little bit.
You know, Magnoon might have to be careful here. Mundo, yeah, it looks like they're just going to try and push this down. You know, Jace can't really do anything. He's forced a little bit back.
Right, but it looks like we might have a save up here.
Yeah, so Lee Sin's actually coming up top here too to try and you know, save this tower. They actually might go in on this. I don't know,
they're running. Yeah. Back to the turret they go.
Yeah, Lee Sin actually missed his resonate or his sonic, his Q ability, which you know, essentially, if it's an enemy unit, then he can activate it again to move and damage that champion. But he missed that, so they did not go in for that kill. You know, Nunu's quite low now, but yeah, I think Jarvan is looking for a big opportunity.
Nice hit
and
there.
top lane actually goes down.
Really nice stuff there. And now, you know, I got to say, I got another kill there for Najin Sword.
Yeah, unfortunately, we missed that on the main screen, but we might be able to get a replay of that in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, unfortunately...
So here we go. Here's the replay.
All right, let's do this.
So here goes Lee Sin with the Lee Sin ultimate to the Jace E spell, which actually is a percentage of your maximum health. So Corki there just got annihilated. Nothing he could do. He was stunned.
And
he was
we're getting tail into this stuff, but also he just took out a turret here.
Yeah.
So bottom lane right now is getting pushed in pretty heavily by Najin Sword.
And almost a 4K lead now for Najin.
My God.
Yeah, a huge advantage for Najin right now. It's looking grim for LG, but they're still in this. The team fights have not started. Oh, but actually, Najin might be going for this dragon right now.
We'll see here.
But actually, they will be spotted by Mundo and Jarvan, initiating, going on to Lee Sin.
And it looks like we're going to have our first kill here. Very nicely done by IM.
And they actually picked up the dragon off that as well. Yeah, they picked up the dragon. So actually, the gold lead has evened out a little bit. It's just over 1K, but yeah, they just made up a lot of gold from that kill and that dragon.
Now pushing the top turret here. Might be able to regain some ground over here. Let's take a look at that one more time. Give us a little bit more of an in-depth look.
Oh, okay. So this is the kill onto Jace. There we go. A nice tower dive with that Nunu buff. Too much damage for Jace to handle. And actually, Corki had that phage, so he was able to slow Jace.
Right.
Keep that damage on him. So, yeah, they actually got that top tower down as well. So the bot lane for LG and the top tower for Najin Sword have both been taken down. One tower each team. The gold advantage actually becoming more similar.
Yeah, it's actually almost dead even.
Yeah, it's only a 600 gold advantage for Najin. 600 gold is not that much if it is divided between 5 players. Looks like Najin might be trying to push down this mid tower right now. But
wouldn't be too shocked right there.
Yeah, but
looks like he wants to get the blue first.
Yeah, it looks like they're just gonna pass off blue buff to Orianna. And looks like actually Zyra and Corki are going top now.
They probably want to get the minions back over into their side, the opposing side of the map.
Yeah. So
just in case that other turret starts to get hit, take either damage.
So actually, we have some poking down, going down in the mid lane. We have Lee Sin there picking up red, actually stealing red buff from Mundo. Mundo has the oracles though, and he will be trying to clear out some of these wards.
Yep, he's going to want to be lights out there for the opposing team. Now we're getting to that phase of the game here where the teams are starting to kind of gang up together.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a heavy push here from IM.
5-man push.
And this turret is gone.
Yeah, and this tower will be going down. That is the second tower for LGIM. They will just back out here.
Oh, but maybe I spoke too soon, because now top left, actually, that turret's been destroyed as well.
Yeah, so actually they just traded towers there.
I gotta say, this game's going a lot faster than the games we casted.
Yeah, but actually the mid lane tower is arguably is worth more than the outer lane turrets, because the mid lane turrets give you the most control, over the map. And,
right. Well, you get better map circulation if you're controlling the mid lane, location. So otherwise, you might have to run through your opponent's minions.
Yeah. So here we have Mundo just clearing out some more wards. Jace poke.
And just some more pushing down here at the bottom right.
Yep. So we have Corki trying to finish up his Trinity Force. Kog'Maw also should be finishing up Phantom Dancer fairly shortly. Actually, Orianna has already completed her Athene's Holy Grail, so that's a pretty nice power boost for LG. And actually, we have
we're gonna have another skirmish up here.
Yeah, so we have a 4-man push mid for Najin. Kog'Maw actually just went back to pick up that Phantom Dancer.
Kog'Maw may be meeting up with him again in the middle here soon.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to back off for now, since all 5 of IM's players are in the middle.
That Jace poke is hurting right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
LGIM cannot stand under that Jace poke for very long. I feel like they will have to engage at some point. If not, they will just keep getting poked off. But here, having to engage onto mid king, just some damage thrown down. Nothing too serious, but the stun onto Nunu, and he will live.
He barely lives. Nunu barely gets out of there. Now the turret taking some heavy hits here. You can see right now, IM desperately wants to get in here and try to defend that turret, but they just can't quite do it, and the turret will go down.
Yeah, and that is another turret for Najin Sword. 3 towers for Najin, 2 towers for LG.
Lane wards everywhere, by the way.
The gold difference still... Oh, actually... yeah, Najin has been ahead. So, you know, still in Najin's favor, but, you know, LG is still very much in this. I think both teams we should see both teams kind of grouping around Dragon in a short while. You know, this next Dragon will be quite important. It will most likely spark the next big team fight.
I think so.
Which you know will in turn not decide, but
it'll dictate where this game goes, basically.
Yeah, definitely. So just look at these teams picking up some more items.
All right. Well, it looks like now you know, Naji is just going to go ahead and regroup over here. Probably back in the middle. LGIM also regrouping here in the center. A little bit of juggling here and there. As they're kind of waiting for that opportunity to attack into each other.
Yeah, but it looks like, you know, Jason should not push out this big mini wave up top. Yeah. Actually, I believe there's a mini wave pushing bot.
Well, if you also notice, he's got enough wards spread out that he knows if somebody's coming for him, so he knows he's safe up
so
there.
Actually, you know, some poke put onto Mundo while he's clearing out that ward. You know, I think this Dragon should be coming up fairly shortly.
Well, you can see they're trying to get just the ward set up so that they know that they're safe. So if somebody's coming for them, and at the same time waiting to see, okay, are they going to try to step in here?
I mean, once Dragon comes up, you know, we should see each team go for it. You know, both these teams don't want to give up an uncontested Dragon. Here, the Dragon has spawned. LGIM might be too late for this if Najin starts this immediately, but they do see LG coming in. Will we see the engage? I think these guys will just dance around this area for a little while until one feels like they have the initiating advantage.
All right, so they're over there by the Dragon.
They will start this Dragon up.
It looks like they want to have the Dragon in the middle
still has been pulled out, but they will reset it. They don't want to have Dragon attacking them while they are team fighting.
Right.
Wow, that Jace poke just took out a lot of Jarvan's health.
Yeah, really nice stuff here. And it's hard to say if they're going to be able to get into there.
Yeah, so here we just have poking.
And I can't believe they're pulling these neutrals over here.
Yeah, so so actually, wow, Jace just got the blue buff, so his poking will be much more often now. Just look at that poke going down.
Really
nice. It hurts. It really hurts. And here we have the Zyra.
All right, we're doing this.
Wow, onto with the Orion ulti.
Well, all right, we're having both players trading champions at this point in time. He's on the run. He's on the run. Almost escaping, though. Headed over here to the left. I don't know if he's going to get away. And he does it. Taken out.
A triple kill for Kog'Maw.
Yeah, Kog'Maw really dominating there. And you can see now it looks like they want to push this lane over here.
That was a 4-for-1 exchange
for
Najin. LG is looking very unhealthy right now. LG really needs to pull out this next team fight to stay in this game.
Nobody's also made the lanes so that right now they're going to be brushing right up against the turrets.
Yeah, and then they just stole that red buff as well. So,
all right, let's take a look at this replay.
All right, so here we have the Jace poke going down, and then the Zyra is actually camping out in the Baron. The Dragon Quarter throws down the ulti. The Lee Sin goes down immediately with the Orianna ulti. Yeah, I mean, LG tries to counter initiate onto Zyra, but I mean, there's just too much damage on Najin's side that LG just couldn't take him out.
LG having a hard time right now. It's 7-3. We're 20 minutes into the game. This is the soonest point in time you can surrender, and we're having not the worst situation as far as gold leads, but you know, when you got more and you're winning every other way, it's pretty telling. Now the Dragon's going to go down here, so they're going to get even more gold right now.
Yeah, so Najin's picking up another Dragon. Yeah, I mean the gold advantage for Najin is about 3,500 gold. You know, it's not it's not a game-changing amount of gold, but you know, it still does give them a quite big advantage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, if you look at, you know, the items on both teams, you know, there's not a huge discrepancy between the power levels, but you know.
And by the way, they are pushing hard on these turrets.
Yeah, but one thing that that Najin is really capitalizing on is their level advantage.
I was about to say, yeah. We got what? 9, 10, 11, 10, 9 over here for IM.
Yeah.
Well, hold that thought. Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, man, IM actually with a nice trap there, but can they seal the deal? The 2 kills already as IM is spilling down here from the north. Wow, nice play there by IM.
Wow, a great initiation on LGIM's
Really
part.
nice stuff. I love it.
A 2-for-0 exchange.
Yeah.
That just put LG back in the game. I mean, it looks like here we have a replay actually. So here we see. Hold on. Is this? Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yeah, here we have. So Nivea poked out her head a little bit too
Look at this trap here. Boom.
Yeah, boom. The trap goes down. The Jarvan ulti goes down as well. The Nunu ulti down. 2-for-0, just annihilating.
When you look at that, those IM players, they were all very low on health.
Yeah.
It could have been a moment where all 5 of them could have died.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, Najin Sword still,
but
keeps you alive.
But they have the control, you know, and the knowledge and the experience to know that this is how much my oh, wow, actually Kog'Maw sniping down Mundo there with his ultimate. Unfortunate because I believe Mundo did have an Oracles, but as I was saying earlier, you know.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
With
did you lose your train of thought?
Yeah.
Hey, you're fine, man. You're all the time.
I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. What I was going to say, but actually, yeah, you saw that in the last team fight.
Right.
The Orianna, I believe she caught 2 or 3 members of the opposing team. And basically what that did was that was followed up with the Jarvan ultimate and the Noodle ultimate.
Ah, okay.
So basically that combination of essentially ultimates, just pushing R, you know, 3 players pushing R.
Right. Well, it's like you're basically nuking them.
Yeah,
you just nuke them.
With the combination. So, you know, LG coming out ahead on that fight. You know, Nivea did kind of overextend there. She tried to put a wall down, but actually got caught by Jarvan.
Now
was immediately egged.
I do feel like a little bit like right now IM is still on the defense. They're still going to be on their toes. They have a gold deficit. And you can see clearly here that Najin Sword wants to push mid.
Yeah, they
want to close in on mid.
Yeah, they're just trying to get more gold. You know, they're kind of running out of options here because they have pushed in all 3 of the outer turrets on LG. So, you know, they're just trying to push in these lanes, kind of choke LG out of their own experience in gold, you know, pushing to the towers, denying them their XP, making them share it, actually.
Really nice job over. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. Uh-oh, we could have a gank here. Boom, and we do. Again, right there, Najin Sword getting a little bit overconfident. All right, oh, excuse me. All right, anyway, sorry, go on. And as you can see here, they're still on the offense right now.
So we have here an engage onto Moon. He flashes out.
Okay, here's what we got. My computer's actually ahead over here.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the gank I saw.
So there's
Tasteless can see into the future. So you see, cut that gank off over there. All right, that was weird. Basically, guys, we had the one with our professional observer, and then we got one that, for me, it's in game, so I can look around, and I guess we're in synced up. Anyways.
Yeah, so they picked up that kill on Jace. He was out of position. You know, actually, LGIM, you know, picking these players off of Najin Sword one by one. You know, Najin has to watch out. If they don't stop getting caught, then, you know, LGIM could come back and take this game.
Yeah, LGIM is playing very well right now. They still are on the ropes a little bit. Right now you can see some wounded LGIM players just barely trying to hold off anything that snared that turret. Now note, as far as map control goes, really if you look at the lanes, every lane is being dominated by Najin Sword. Their minions are over in the other side's territory. As far as wards go, there's very few wards planted on. I believe there's only one actually that I can see planted out here for LGIM.
Yeah.
On the other hand, though, if you look at the wards for Najin Sword, they're all over, LGIM's territory.
Yeah, yeah. The map control definitely has to go, favors Najin Sword at the moment. I'm not sure which player, if any player, has oracles currently. The oracles looks are very important for map control. It looks like they're just kind of grouping around mid. I think both teams are trying to look for a Baron fight soon.
Looks like they have kind of isolated that Baron location over there.
Yeah, so actually,
and they're warding this thing up a lot right now.
Yeah, so it looks like they're trying to maybe push in this top tower. And it looks like LG should be able to defend this quite easily. All 5 members moving up to that top lane. They actually might get cut off here. No. If they do decide to engage, they do have to be careful.
You got to be very careful here. The minions are in that territory, though.
Wow, they are doing a lot of damage to this tower. That Jarvan plus Orion ulti.
We could have a death here for Najin, but he manages to escape. Will they all manage to escape, though? Now getting out to the other side of the trees.
Yep, they
really nice defense by LGIM, by the way.
Yeah, very, very good defense. Unfortunately, no kills. But they will continue to push onto this tower.
And I know those minions have been hitting that turret, so that's
wow,
here we go.
Taking a lot of damage and dying from that engagement. Mundo,
really nice stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Mundo is a very tanky champion, but he can't sustain 5 champions.
I love when they're using this wall ability against a melee champion who's in front of the turret. Suddenly you isolate them out there. They get a beat down. By the way, goodbye turret. As slowly but surely, Najin Sword is suffocating LGIM.
Yep, and that is what they're trying to do here. They're just trying to push in all of these outer turrets, slowly, but, it's what they got to do.
Right.
Here they're just going for safe plays, not overextending.
Right, and it's whether you need the dragon over here now.
Exactly, and they're just going to take dragon and just back off. They don't even want to fight right now. Yeah.
Smart move. They're just running down here now. It looks like they just want to push bottom lane a little bit. Or at least have one person push bottom.
Yep, and then I believe they'll just all go back and pick up more items. So I mean, LG looking kind of grim for them. They are at about a 5K deficit. Yep. I mean, I feel like for LGIM to win, first of all, they have to get rid of that Kog'Maw.
Yeah, that is very true. The Kog'Maw is so strong.
Yeah, the Kog'Maw
in
now.
late game.
Yeah, the Kog'Maw now has his Infinity Edge, has his Phantom Dancer, building towards that Guardian Angel. Very scary with that Nunu. They have to take care of Kog'Maw. If they don't, that Kog'Maw will ace them. On the other hand, Corki, he finishes Trinity Force. He's building towards that Infinity Edge. Not as strong yet, but getting there. Jarvan had a very, very tough early game, struggling with those items. Hasn't completed a big tier 3 item yet. He only has Hex Drinker plus Warden's Mail. I mean, LGIM, is in some trouble, but I mean, if they can team fight well, if they can get a good, I feel like if LG can get a good combo with their Orianna and Jarvan, they could come out on top.
I think if they just get a few kills in a row here, they could suddenly try to come back. They need to get take out some more of these turrets right now.
Yeah. They need some more global objectives.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it looks like Najin moving towards Baron here.
And I think they're getting ready to go for it.
Yep, but that ward will spot Jarvan. They will engage onto these 2 champions.
And this guy's definitely dead.
Yeah,
Jarvan's gone.
He is just annihilated, demolished, no chance.
Now they might push them back, ward up the ground, and go for the Baron. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it looks like they might just try and shove mid here. Baron is still risky with 4 members of LG still up. They might just look to shove this mid lane here.
And I think they are. The turret's getting very low on health. And here goes a turn now going down.
Whoa, and an okay wall from Anivia.
Yep.
He will not get that stun off, or else that would have been a very dead Nunu.
And now they're just going to hit this turn if they can.
Yeah.
Now backing up.
I think they're going for the red buff now. Yeah, they're going to steal that away from LG. It looks like I think they're too low to pursue Baron right now, but you know, look for that soon, because I think you know, Najin, if Najin can get this Baron, they can almost surely close out this game. You know, they're just trying not to risk anything too crazy.
All right, let's go check out this replay now.
Yeah, and
get that first kill.
Yeah, so basically what happened was Jarvan was trying to scout out Baron because they had no wards on Baron. So LG was just trying to keep Jarvan there to throw down his flag,
right,
and see if Najin was doing Baron. But actually what happened was Najin was waiting around the corner and saw that he was doing that.
Right,
and
right.
once the ward spotted him, they just went straight
in there
for
and
him.
gave him a beatdown. Yeah, very smart move. And then from there, that allowed them to push mid pretty hard.
Yep.
Ultimately, take out that turret. Great teamwork here from Najin Sword.
Yeah, great teamwork. You know, tried and proven. They are one of the strongest teams in Korea. A lot of poke coming from Jace. He has that Bloodthirster, he has Hexdrinker, Brutalizer, and Phage. A lot of damage coming from Jace.
And you can really see the level difference here.
Yeah.
With these two guys. I mean, LGIM even has a champion that's at level 10 right now.
Yeah. I mean, these champion levels, you know, champion levels, you know, can be translated into gold too.
Right,
know.
that's very true too.
You know, as you do level that Mundo, he will.
Completely beautiful trap. Wow.
Yeah, beautiful.
Look at
wall.
that, in and out.
Yeah.
That was sexy.
Yeah. And it looks like they might, I mean, they could go for this Baron. It's still risky because, you know, Baron does do a lot of damage, and it applies a debuff to whoever it attacks, actually. So, you know, while you're doing Baron, you don't want the enemy team on you. And actually looks like Najin going to push in this bot lane. Got a big minion wave coming up here. They should be able to get this.
I just don't see Najin losing this. I mean, look at this domination right now.
Well, I mean, I've seen some crazy comebacks from where teams have been down 20,000 gold and came out.
Really?
Somehow, I don't know, it's happened, but I mean, you know, anything can happen, really.
Yeah, totally.
It's honestly, one mistake can change a game. But I think we see Najin trying to go for this Baron. But I mean, LG, all their members are up, so I don't think it's a safe move by them.
All right, so as you can see here, LG trying to stick together, push forward here. A lot of this is just around the Baron. You can see they're constantly going over that Baron, saying, all right, are they trying to get the Baron? What's going on? Have they gotten the Baron yet? I want to hit them when the Baron is under attack. And so far, Navi's just not biting the bait. In fact, they're actually using the Baron position over here to bait those guys over there and then taking them out.
Yeah, exactly. So Dragon has spawned, actually. I don't know. I mean, honestly, Najin doesn't really need it. It would be nice if they got it, but I don't think... Because actually, Zyra just went back, so they might not go for this. Kog'Maw here, just, you know, picking up that red buff. Yeah, but Kog'Maw, very scary.
Yeah.
Here's Lee Sin soloing Dragon. Should be an easy pickup, unless they contest it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think LG even cares. You know, they're so far behind right now that they know they can't contest it. So I think they're just giving it up.
Well, I think positionally they can't really do much either right now.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're now going to ward up the map again. And looks like we catch the tail end of that.
Yeah, so you know, Lee Sin is solo Baron, or I mean Dragon picked that up. You know, we actually have Najin here going for Baron here. It might be risky. It might be risky. They are backing out because they do not have Lee Sin. They did not have that smite available. So they did not want to risk losing that Baron. Mundo was coming around the side there, so they just, you know, very smart to just back out of that.
How much HP does your Baron have now?
Baron, I believe, starts out with 9,000 HP. It spawns at 15 minutes, starts out at 9,000 HP, and every minute that goes by, his health is increased by about 100.
So good.
Yeah, so watch we have a huge engage onto Najin.
And Najin's actually in a lot of trouble here, it looks like.
Yeah, so
one
Najin
goes down.
Might be in trouble.
Uh-oh, two Najis go down.
Yeah, two of Najin players go down.
Several losses from LGIM right
wow, Kog'Maw so strong. Completely annihilating the enemy team. Quadra kill for Kog'Maw. Super strong. Just unbelievable.
And it looks like they're actually going to bum rush the first turret inside the base of LGIM.
So actually, here we have a replay. Kog'Maw just doing so much damage. He does have that Guardian Eagle here, so he is just staying in there, trying to do as much damage as possible. He does spawn, goes to target that movie immediately, takes out Mundo, and then Nunu, and gets that quadra kill.
And meanwhile, while we were watching that replay, they did manage to destroy the turret. Inhibitor's been taken out. So right now, they're looking like they're going to be in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, so Kog'Maw just so strong, and that is why Kog'Maw is such a scary late game champion, because of that range, because of that damage.
Kog'Maw just such an excellent carry here. Now, as you can see, guys, if you look at the lanes right now, it's very clear that Najin Sword is pushing every single lane so hard.
Yeah, Najin is just suffocating LG right now. It is very hard for LG to make plays, have good positioning, because Najin is just shoving all of their lanes, not letting them push.
All right, so it looks like Najin now regrouping over here. They may, I think there's some debate about maybe going for the Baron again here, but you can see that right now LGIM is just trying to hang on.
Yeah, and actually it looks like they might be trying to push bot here.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Their minions are already up in that lane anyways.
Yeah, so it looks like, LG just kind of trying to run up or run down and defend that bot turret. Looks like they'll be able to damage this quite a lot. Maybe
it's getting pretty low right now.
But wow, that wall, a lot of damage going out onto Jarvan. He is at about half health right now. Najin is pushing heavily onto this bot turret.
They're going to have to wait for the next lane of minions to come in here.
Yeah, so they're just clearing out these minions coming in. And actually, they did take out mid inhibitor already, so that mid lane will pushing by itself. Looks like
going to go with the turret right away.
Looks like they should just be able to take this down with this next wave coming in.
Yep, and I think they will do just that.
Yeah, but actually, that tower is so low. Yeah, that tower does go down. But the engagement comes down onto. But yeah,
LGIM is starting to die very quickly. So 5 Life Renati running away now. The inhibitor is exposed. It's going to get a kill. He does get a kill before he's even able to go back to where he can regen his health. We have one more running away right now. All right, at the last second, he does manage to get away.
But Kog'Maw is just too strong right now. Kog'Maw, way too much damage for LG to handle.
Look at this. Takes out that turret. Kog'Maw is not going to turn around either.
Yeah, Kog'Maw is just in there to win it. It looks like this is GG for Najin.
I think it's going to be GG.
Yeah, it looks like just way too much damage from Najin.
And expected a second as we have our winners here. Najin taking out LGIM in a very convincing play. Damn, son.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game.
That was brutal. That was an R-rated series. We just